Come on, shrimp. We're almost there. Just a little bit further. And there we have it. One of the many peaks of Revlis Mountain. Not quite the tallest mountain, but certainly one of my favorites for... Oh. Pushed yourself to the limit with this training, haven't you? Don't worry, young master. I'll help you over to what we're really here for. Come on. Here we are. One of the many hot springs littered around Revlis Mountain. Have you ever been to one? Always wanted to, eh? Huh. Well, lucky for you, this is one of the secret locations not marked on any public maps. So, this is a little treat for both of us. Private, too. Well, what are you waiting for? What? Of course I'm stripping, shrimp. I'm not bathing in my sweaty clothes. Look, if it bothers you so much, you can look away, and I'll promise the pool is as deep and opaque enough that you won't see anything, okay? I will admit I probably should have expected the Crown Prince of the Kingdom to be a bit more prude than the ex-mercenary who's taken whatever chance she has to get clean. Some places worse than others. Gods, I needed this. Don't feel the need to strip all the way if you don't want to, by the way. Just to your undergarments is fine if that's what you're comfortable with. I brought a couple bottles of juice for us to drink while we're here, so let me just grab one from my pack. There we go. Thankfully the climb here kept them nice and cool, so they'll still be very refreshing. Holy shit! Since when did you get abs like that? Well, yeah, I know I've been training you for years, but these aren't the kind of muscles that come about from combat training. But you know that, don't you? I can see that blush on your face that you do. You've been working out outside of our training, haven't you? Shocked? Hells yeah, I'm shocked. Or maybe shocked isn't the right word. It's just that most people don't usually spend extra time working out after the regular exercise time is done. Pardon my forwardness, but do you mind if I get a feel? Pretty please? I can? Well, come on over then. Oh, wow. As if I needed any more reason to be attracted to you. In all seriousness though, it tells me something very important about you, knowing that you've done this. It lets me know that you're someone that puts 120% effort into whatever he wants to do. Tells me that you're going to be an amazing king when it's your time. The water is perfect, isn't it? Once you get used to the heat, you can really feel it loosening up all those tight muscles. Digging in deep and warming you to your core. No one knows for sure, but some legends say that some being of extraordinary magical power passed on to the afterlife and imbued their magic into the mountains to aid weary travellers and reward those with the grit to make it up to one of the springs under their own power. Is it true? Hells if I know. I just know that I very much appreciate whoever or whatever is responsible for this place. Makes for amazing atmosphere. And a bit of Q&A, no? Yes, I'm well aware that you still haven't won a spar against me. But I figure with all the growth you've made in the past weeks, you've earned at least some answers. Plus, it's what couples do to get closer, isn't it? Growth in your abs? That's not... You can be so polite sometimes that I forget you know how to fluster me. Seriously, though, the floor is yours, so ask away. What's it like being a mercenary? Good question, actually. Where to begin? Well, I had started off adventuring on my own when I was 15. Yeah, that's right, just a little girl with a short sword, and a hell of a lot of guts. Not that I made use of either to start off with. My first paying job was actually just chopping wood. Was it grand? Nope. But it did teach me discipline, which was something that I didn't know of at the time, and that I sorely needed. What do I mean by that? Well, you could say that I had an ego. And before you say that I still have an ego, I have one that I can back up with strength and experience now. Back then, it was all wild energy with no direction. I didn't even have the humility to pick up after myself, let alone do someone's dirty work. If I had to name one experience that truly turned me into the woman I am today, probably my first actual battle. It came out of nowhere. A group of bandits that raided the village I was staying at. I took my little sword and all of my bravery, and then I froze. I had my blade in my hand, and I was in my fighting stance. But I couldn't move. I just stood there, trembling and crying. Couldn't fight, couldn't run. Eventually, one of the bandits found me and took a swing at me. I would have died right then and there, if not for a friendly mercenary who happened to have been staying in the village for a few days. He saved my life and got me to safety while he and some other fighters defended the rest of us from the bandits. And of course, I cried like a little girl. Yes, well, I really did need that. I found the man after the commotion was over, and I begged to travel with him. I wanted him to teach me how to be strong like he was. It took a lot, And I mean a lot of pleading. But he took me on as something of a student for maybe half a year. And he helped me figure out how to fight life or death without freezing up. Among other things. It's all mental, you know. Not so much emotional. Once you find that wall, you can shatter it. Break your mental wall. Why would you want to do that? Okay, I don't necessarily disagree with your logic of a country needing a strong king. But, well, think of it like this. What use would a peaceful country have for a king who can kill? Of course, there are and always will be battles that need fighting. But that's for people to fight for you. You know, like me. But seriously, what's most important is your heart. And your brain. In times of peace, that is what a country needs. A leader with a brain to follow his heart. I know you've got the heart part down. We just need your brain at this point, and I'm sure your tutors have a firm handle on that. Where did I learn that? Well, I've been around a lot of people and a lot of places, you know? You meet all sorts of people when you travel the lands as a mercenary. You could say I'm something of a sage. Yes, a wise sage with vast wealths of wisdom and a killer six-pack abs. Oh, your father? He's a good man, for sure. There's no denying that. It's just that, well, have you ever heard anything of the growing protests in the lower classes? Wait, you truly haven't? I know you're aloof with your head often elsewhere, but this is a bit unbecoming of you, Shrimp. Looks like there's another area for you to work on before you're king. Anyway, my point is, there's a lot of people that aren't especially happy with him right now. To oversimplify, numerous past and ongoing situations. There's a lot of unrest going on. Crops aren't doing super well. Food supplies are getting low. There's a moth outbreak going on, chewing up linen. And all this on top of the fact that winter is coming soon. The king has so much on his plate, and he's trying to balance what everyone wants. The stress is taking a toll on him. I can tell. He wants to provide as much as he can for the peasants. But the nobles are getting agitated at the lack of help for their business. Nah, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with wanting to please everyone. In fact, I think that more people should have that mindset, to some extent or another. It's just a fact of life that you can't please everyone. I know you know that with all the marriage proposals and courting requests that you've turned down over the years. Nah. No complaints from me, considering how good of a time I've had with you. But I'm curious why you haven't had a serious relationship with any noblewoman before me. Princess Elia said something about it to me when she was getting me dressed with her tailor, and your mother even mentioned it to me in private, after we got your parents' blessing to court. I asked both of them, and they said it was better for you to tell me. So, the floor is yours if you feel like it. Really? The first girl that approached you was talking about you behind your back. Gods. The second was seeing the boy she actually loved at the time. And then the third left you without a word. Why? When she found out that the decisions regarding her family's business couldn't be decided with your father. I see. It must be tough having everyone pursuing you for some kind of business deal. Noble romances are almost always backed by some kind of financial motivation. None of it feels real then, I'm guessing. Like none of them ever cared about what you felt. You're a sweet boy. Come over here. Soon to be king of a nation. One of the most powerful men in the country. But can't afford the freedom of true, organic love. Couldn't. What do you... Ah. Looks like I got my words mixed up then. My bad. Let me make a promise then, my prince. I promise to be as genuine as I am able, for as long as we are together. Even if this relationship of ours doesn't work out. I will never regret it. And I will protect your life with my own to the very end. No. Thank you for granting me this new purpose in life. But enough with all the serious talk. Let's relax, for as long as we can, before it gets too dark for a hike back down. I love you, my prince.